Have you heard the hype about selling templates or digital products online, but you really have no idea how to create anything that's editable, any kind of templates, how to create listing photos for them, how to actually list them online, or anything like that? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys my complete workflow from start to completely finished of how I create my digital products, how I save them, how I upload them to Etsy, and all that fun stuff. So if you like today's video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and if you've got any questions or anything like that, then make sure to leave those in the comment section below, and I will do my best to help y'all out with everything. So I know that was a mouthful, but we are gonna start out from this screen that I've got pulled up right here. So if you guys didn't know, I actually have a link in my description box and then a link somewhere like on my channel page, I think, of my Etsy shop. Now, I started it back in 2020 and I took it really seriously for a few months, but I stopped taking it seriously because your girl has anxiety. So I'm just now getting back into the swing of things like 2 years later. So yeah, we're pretty much starting over from scratch, but it's all right. I will show you guys pretty much how I got started and how you can get started. Now, I wouldn't copy anything that I'm doing, and I'm not copying anything else that anybody's doing, but this is just what has worked for me. Now, to actually find a product that is gonna work best for you, there's a whole process into doing that, and I'm not gonna go into that in today's video because that can take a while, just getting the keyword research down, getting the title, the tags, all that fun stuff down. So I'm not going to do that. Since I already have a few listings, it's really easy. So when I create new listings, I pretty much just go in there and copy listings and go from there. So I don't really do much keyword research with the products that I'm selling right now. Now, will that change in the future? Maybe, and most likely, yeah, probably, but for now, we're just gonna go with kind of what I've been working on for the last 2 years on and off. So this screen that you see right here, this is the editable quotes file that I have on Etsy. So like I said, this is something that I've been working on for a while, so I'm gonna go back and go to Etsy. I'm gonna go to Shop Manager. Y'all don't judge me for the lack of views that I'm getting. I'm starting over from scratch, and we're only going up from here. So this is what my shop looks like. I've gotten over 200 sales, which is pretty impressive because I really haven't done much of anything. So this is what my shop looks like, and if you can't tell from over here, I basically just sell social media posts and social media templates. For instance, these are pre-made quotes, so what you get is what you get. You can't change any of the font or anything in Canva. Now, if you purchase one of these, the editable quotes, then you can edit what's in there. So you can change the font if you want to. You can change the wording around a little bit. You can kind of play around with it. I like to have both because not everybody likes having everything pre-made. People like to put their own spin on things, so I'm all for being creative, all for that. So that's why I do pre-made and editable, and I'm actually going to show you how to do both, so you're in for a treat. So I'll shut this out and I will go back over here to this editable quotes. So when I create a quote bundle from scratch, I actually have two different folders. I have let's go back to your projects and I'll show you guys. So I have an editable quotes file and then a pre-made quotes file. So what I do is I create the pre-made quotes first. So however many I'm making, I make all 25 to 30 of those. Then I copy and paste them into a single file, which I change into the editable quotes so that I can share all the quotes under one file instead of sharing 25 different files under a Dropbox folder. Hopefully that makes sense, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute if it doesn't quite make sense yet. But we will go ahead and go back into, I think I was in the editable quotes. So under the, all right, so I've got the editable quotes pulled up right here. I've got the pre-made quotes pulled up right here, and I was working on the spring quotes. So like I said, the pre-made quotes is individual quotes in one folder. The editable quotes, it's just one file. So as you can see, when I click on the spring quotes, there's 25 items because they're 25 separate items. So what I do from here, once I make all 25 of these quotes, I will save them individually in a Dropbox folder as number one, as a transparent PNG, and number two, as a JPEG. I know not everybody does that, and that's cool. You can do whatever. But I find that sometimes people like to use these in the transparent transparent PNG format. And then if you want to upload it to Instagram, it's easier to do it with this white background. So that's why I have both versions, just in case, because you never know what people are using these for. So like I said, I create the pre-made ones first, then I will go into this editable quotes folder, and I will create a single document that's got all 25 pages on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into editable quotes, and I'm going to add new, I'm going to do a design, and I'm going to create new. And since we're working on these spring quotes, I'm going to create them in an Instagram folder, or in an Instagram size design. Cannot talk today clearly. Not good if I'm making YouTube videos, but who cares? Gotta do it. So we're going to name this editable spring quotes. And what I'm gonna do, this is like kind of a roundabout way. I'm going to go into each one of these, and I'm going to click on these numbers 1 through 25, or however many I make. And I'm going to select all of these. I'm gonna hit Command C to copy, and then I'm going to hit Command V back over here in this editable spring quotes folder. And there's page 1. So now we're going to do add page. This is page 2. So I'm going to go over here to spring quotes and hit spring quotes 2, and do the same thing until all 25 of these are filled up. So I'm just going to show you this one, and then I'm going to fast forward until I've done all 25. All right, so I am back with the finished, well, not quite the finished product, but I finally finished these editable quotes, and then I also downloaded, like I said earlier, each of these 25 quotes, one time in JPEG format, the other time in transparent PNG format for those who need that. So here's what the editable quotes look like. Like I said earlier, all the quotes that I make that are pre-made, it's like one design that only has like one page, and then I number them 1 through whatever. The editable ones, they're all in one file, so that when someone opens it, they only need one link to be able to access these quotes right here. Hopefully that makes sense. For me, it was a little confusing at first, but I will show you exactly what I do. So I'm going to make 2 listings. The first is going to be for this editable file. The other is going to be for the pre-made quotes. So let me see. So let's go back to my Etsy shop and take a look at something. I want to show you guys something real quick. So here is my shop, if it'll pull up, and let's see. So I'm going to click on this. And so I actually have 2 different types of listings for the pre-made ones. I have this old style, and then I have this new style. So I'm actually in the process of switching everything over to kind of this newer style. But that's another story. So I'm going to create a file that looks like this, and then I'm going to create a file that looks like this. So let's see. So let's go back over here. So what I'm going to do now, even if I am creating a listing photo for these editable files, I'm going to drag and drop the pre-made quotes back into Canva so that I can create the listing photo. So I'm going to show you guys how I create the listing photo. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go back to my projects, and now we're going to work on the listing photo. So I have a listing photos folder right here, and I'm going to go up here to 2021, except I need to change it to 2022 because it's halfway through 2022. All right, thought I would change that very briefly. So I'm going to keep scrolling down and scrolling down and scrolling down. And basically, like I said earlier, once I have a listing that works, I basically just copy it and change the wording around a little bit to reflect the product that I specifically created. And then it's kind of the same thing for the listing photo. Once I have a listing photo down that I like, I honestly just like copy it and then drag and drop the new quotes into it, and that's pretty much it. This works for any kind of Instagram templates, and it also works for any kind of like printables. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. I currently don't have any printables on my shop, but I did make some a few months ago, and I will be more than happy to show you that. So this is what, all right, so this is like the OG template. So I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and I'm going to rename it, let's see. All right, I'm going to do it P for pre-made. I have a way of listing things. I used to not, but I ended up creating so many different files. It just kind of got overwhelming. So here's how I name it. You don't have to name it anything weird, but I always like to do it like this. So pre-made, and then we're doing spring, and then we're doing version, we're actually going to do version 2 because it's this one. It's kind of slanted. So here we go. All right, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to change the colors to reflect my new branding. This is like my old branding colors, and there's nothing wrong with it, but everything's so plain. And if you look at the Etsy listings, most of the listing photos are very plain and use very bland colors, but I'm just not a bland person, nor do I like bland colors. That just doesn't reflect who I am. So we're doing things a little different. A lot of people say to use colors that reflect what's popular on Etsy. And yes, that can get you somewhere if you're relying strictly on Etsy to get you sales. But I don't know. I don't like to rely on Etsy to get sales. I always do things different. So if you want to do things different, then follow this. If not, then you can change it to your brand colors, okay? So what I did was I highlighted this big box right here, and I changed it to this light purple. So I'm going to move myself for a second. And what happens when you change one thing to a new color is you get this change all button right here. So for this instance, I will go ahead and hit change all, and it changed this background right here. This is 2 separate boxes. I don't know why I did it like that, but that's besides the point. Now, if you have multiple pages and you don't want to change the color across all the pages, then don't ever hit that button. But for this instance, like I said, that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just change all these colors. So I'm going to highlight this box. And since I already got this down pat, I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to change this to 25 because there's 25. And then I'm going to change this to what color? All right, going to change it to this lighter color right here. I think that's what it is. And I'm going to change all. I'm going to change this one to, nope, not that. I'm change it to this like lighter color. I think it's that. And I'm going to change the font around. Like I said, I've done this a few times, so I'm kind of going through this really quick. Let me see, what font did I even use? Yeah, sometimes you forget stuff because your brain's running on fumes. It's been a long time since I made a video, but we'll get through it, so bear with me. All right, Ladybug, that's the font. I like that font. Again, I don't see anyone else using it on Etsy, so it's probably not the most popular, but I don't like to do things like everybody else. All right, so we're going to change this motivational to spring Instagram quotes, and we're going to keep it like that. That actually looks good. So like I said earlier, I'm going to drag and drop these that I just saved to Dropbox back into Canva, and I'm going to pull it up right here and go back to Dropbox, and we're going to go to Etsy pre-made quotes, and we're going to go down here to spring quotes. And I'm just going to drag and drop 10 random ones because there's 10 different boxes right here. I think there's 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sometimes I care about this one, sometimes I don't. I'll probably just leave it blank. So I just need to upload 9. So I'm going to pick a few. So we're going to go with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll do this one, 9. All right, so now that I've gotten these highlighted, I'm just dragging them and dropping them. And what we're going to do here, once they come up, is we're just going to drag and drop them to replace these. Then we'll add the drop shadow in to make it look like the rest of these, because if you see here, there's like a little drop shadow. Canva added the drop shadow kind of recently, so it's really useful for stuff like this because I like to make things look nice instead of just making them look plain and boring. Like I said, not a boring person, so I do what I can to make everything stand out. So not in any particular order, but I'm just gonna like drag and drop these and kind of make them look good. So we got one right here, we got 2, actually I don't like that. All right, then we got 3, 4, oh, oops. All right, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and now I don't know which ones I clicked. All right, all right, I already did that one. I already did that one. Okay, this is, no. I already did that one. I already did that one. Okay, this is the one we need. So spring. And I'm actually gonna do this one. No, I'm good. All right. So I think this looks pretty good. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna click each little square and I'm gonna go to edit image. And I'm gonna go to shadows and we're gonna do drop. And I'm not gonna change anything about the controls of the drop. You can if you want, but for this, I like the way that this looks right here. So I'm gonna hit apply and I'm gonna do this for every single box so that you can see the drop shadow. We're gonna apply. This takes a few minutes, actually. There's a little square right here that I'm gonna do the drop shadow for, even though I didn't change this one. I just want it to look good with a little square right here. And then I'm gonna continue this. And this is how we're gonna do it. So after I finish this, then I'm gonna show you how I save this and upload this into Etsy, and we're gonna create a listing, but not from scratch. I'll show you how to do a listing from scratch in another video, but for this one, we're just gonna use the listings that I already have, and we're gonna create a copy of it. All right, so here's everything with the drop shadow, and we're gonna go back over here to Etsy, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't need to create another listing photo. I have pretty much the same ones, but just slightly different every time to reflect what product I have. So I'm gonna go over here to listings, and I'm going to click on a similar listing. Sorry if it sounds like my laptop is about to take off. I've been on it like all day, so yay. All right, so for these postings, or for these listings, I don't need like an extra picture of these quotes. Now you can fill out as many of these pictures as you want. I personally don't do it. There's a lot of people who swear by it, and I mean, the more you put on there, the better off you'll be. But for me personally, I don't like to put a lot of different pictures on there. You do you though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back over here to the spring Instagram quotes. I'm going to download this picture. Let's see, download. I'm just gonna save it as a PNG. I'm gonna download it, and then it's gonna ask me where I want to save it. And I have a folder. Okay, so I'm like not at my house right now. This is kind of off topic, but the AC just came on and it is like doing some crazy lighting. I don't know if you can see it from here, so I'm sorry if it looks kind of funky like strobe lights, but anyways, we're going to continue with video. I'm not going to let that stop me. So I'm going to go over here to Etsy listings. Don't ask me why I named it Etsy listing 6. I accidentally did that and I don't feel like changing it. So we're just going to save it right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my listings. I'm going to hit this little gear button and I'm going to hit copy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this picture. Then I'm going to go over here to add a photo. I'm going to go back into Etsy listing 6, which already pulled up. I'm just going to select the picture that we just created and I'm going to move it back over here. And this is a good copy. So this is not, I'm not going to publish this yet because I haven't changed any of the wording around. Actually, you know what? We are going to change the wording around a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do every instance where it says positivity, I'm going to change it to spring. So spring Instagram quotes or spring Instagram posts, spring Instagram quotes. All right. So while I'm doing this, there are a lot of people who are like, don't keyword stuff your title. This is what I have found works for me. Like I said, I don't fully rely on Etsy SEO to get me sales and to get me views on my shop. So for me, I think this works well. When I first started my shop, all the other shops that were doing listings like this, they used keyword stuffing. And some people are like, oh my God, Etsy's come out and said that it penalizes you. But until something has happened with my shop to make me think otherwise, I'm going to keep doing it like this. All right, so I'm going to keep, let me make sure. Pre-made Instagram quotes, spring, social media. All right, still got 20 words left. Usually I would just keep it like this, but since we do have 20 characters left, I'm going to do social media posts, since posts is already in this. All right, I did finished product and it's automatic. So this means that it automatically renews instead of manual. I've always said it automatic. I just think it's annoying when you have to go in there and manually do it. So I keep it automatic. Obviously this is a digital file. All right, and some people are very picky. They're like, oh my God, the first couple words is what you're gonna see on Google, which yes, they are correct about that, but I like to make it very clear that it's a digital product only. I have actually had a couple of customers ask me, when am I gonna get it shipped? You're not gonna get anything shipped. And I like to make that very clear because the clearer you make things for customers, the better their overall experience is gonna be, and it's just better overall. So this is a digital product only. You will not be receiving any physical items. Here are, let's see, 25 pre-made spring seasonal Instagram posts for your feed. Boost your social media with quotes that are perfect for those looking to add more spring, sunshine, and warm weather to their feeds. Like I said, I'm not doing any keyword research for this. I'm just creating this listing kind of sort of from scratch and using what I already have to build on this listing and create it to whatever. All right, once purchased, you're more than welcome to add your logo to them or use them however you would like. In this download, you will receive, all right, this is a really old listing because I used to give people 2 links, but that was like way too confusing. I had a lot of people message me constantly about that. Sorry, I had fuzz in my mouth. You will receive 1 PDF file that includes Dropbox link to, link to download, in all caps, all 25 quotes, JPEG, and transparent PNG from Dropbox. All right, download instructions. With your purchase, you will receive a Dropbox link. Once you have the link, you will need to copy and paste it into an internet browser window. Download the files from the link provided. Please message me if you are having download issues or if you have any general concerns or questions about this product. Hope to see you again soon. Yay! All right, so some people freak out over it. It drives me nuts, honestly, when people talk about like listing stuff on Etsy, because they're like, you have to have your title right, you have to have your tags right, you have to have your description right, or else you're not going to get any sales or anything. Okay, no, that's not how it is. Okay, the more descriptive you are, the better off it is, because you don't want people messaging you 24/7 about, oh my God, well, how do I download this? Well, how do I download that? This is not what I expected. You need to be very clear, okay? This is very clear. If this is not very clear, then I don't know what is. You don't have to make it a freaking essay. You don't have to make it into some long, drawn-out thing. All you need is a brief but detailed description, okay? This is good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to tags, and I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to keep some of these because like this is an Instagram post, this is a social media post, this is a social media quote, this is an Instagram quote. So what I do for tags, I don't necessarily do keyword research for this. In the beginning, like I said, yes, I did. But what I do for tags is I create tags based on what people would search to find this product. So yes, they will find this product because it's an Instagram post. They will find this because it's an Instagram bundle. But be positive, no, positive, no, positive, no, positivity quotes, no, positive quotes, no. What I'm going to do is do seasonal quotes, seasonal posts. Let's see, spring quotes, spring posts, spring social media. I don't know if it'll let me do that. All right, so just off the top of my head, I came up with that. You do not need to spend like days or maybe days, but trying to do weeks of like research before you're finally able to like get to the point where you can do a title and tags. That's ridiculous. And you can come at me if you think otherwise, but we're gonna stick with that. Okay, good. So let's see, I priced them a little higher. Some people sell like 100 freaking quotes for like $3. That's stupid. Don't do that. Price your stuff accordingly. I price my stuff a little higher than what everyone else does, but like I said, that's me. I do me, you do you. If you want to do what I'm doing, then cool. If not, then that's cool too. I always set my quantity to way more than one. I usually do 20, but since this is kind of like an obscure quote and not something that I did keyword research on, I'm just going to set it to 10. I don't do any kind of SKUs. If you've got a lot of different products, then you can do SKUs, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to turn the personalization off because this is a pre-made thing. I'm not going to do any personalization for this. And so this is showing up the positive vibe quotes that I did like literally over 2 years ago. So what I'm going to do now is I need to create a PDF document that has the link to this Dropbox file. I actually think I did a video on this. If I did, I'll link it up here and in the description box below. But we're just going to briefly go through this again because I know things have changed since I did this back in early 2020. So we're going to go back over here to, let's see, we're going to close that out. And we're going to go to, actually, you know what? We're going to go home. And I'm going to create a design, and I'm going to do custom size, and we're going to change the pixels to inches. So I'm going to do, let's see, 8.5 by 11 inches, and I'm going to create this design. So this is what I do for the pre-made and the editable quotes. This is what you can do for pre-made or editable printables. So I'm going to just type T for text, and it's going to open up a text box. I'm going to change it to the font that I like to use. I'm going to change it to Oswald, and I'm going to do thank you. I'm going to highlight it and bold it. And then I'm going to do, actually, you know what? Hold that for a second. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to just make a copy. Just make a copy of these like FAQ documents that I created a long time ago. And I think they are under listing photos, if I'm not mistaken. I'm literally doing this from scratch. This is why it's taking me so long. This is going to be a really long freaking video, but bear with me. All right, perfect. So my workflow is going to look a little different. I'm not creating this document from scratch. I'm actually going to close out this window, and I'm going to make a copy of an FAQ document that I've already done before. Actually, that's not a good one. So I need... All right, so this is for editable, but I'm not going to do editable. I'm going to do pre-made first. All right, so FAQ, oh Jesus. All right, FAQ pre-made spring quotes. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna keep everything the same. I'm not trying to make this look pretty. It's actually like very atrocious, but anyways, so what am I gonna do? All right, so I have here highlighted, and I already have a link in here, but I'm gonna remove it. And what I'm gonna do, it's located in a Dropbox folder. I'm gonna go back over here to Dropbox. I'm going to hit this, actually. Okay, I'm gonna share. Let's see. Okay, so I hit share, and I'm gonna create and copy link. Actually, no, just kidding. We are not gonna do that because I don't want people to edit this. I just want them to be able to view. All right, so be careful about that. I don't want people going in here and like deleting these. So make sure to change this from can edit to can view. And then we're gonna create the link, and we're gonna close this out. And I'm gonna go back over here to this document right here, spring quotes. I'm gonna highlight this word here. I'm gonna link it, and I'm going to paste it, enter, and I'm gonna open up an incognito window just to make sure that I can look at this and not go in here and edit stuff. All right. And then, yeah, you can go in here and download each one of them. All right, cool. So that works. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to download this as a standard PDF. And I'm gonna download it into the Spring Quotes folder. Actually, just kidding. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna save it here because I know where that's at. And I'm going to go back over here into this listing. I'm gonna delete these. I'm gonna upload a file, and it's gonna be this PDF right here. So now I'm gonna hit open. So when someone purchases this, they get this document right here, and when they click here, they go straight to Dropbox to download everything. And here we go. So here is a completely pre-made thing from scratch. We're gonna go ahead and publish the copy. This will use one of your free listings. Yes, we're gonna publish it. And that is gonna be that. So I know this is a very long video, but I'm actually gonna show you real quick how to do the editable one. So what we're gonna do for the editable one, this is the editable spring quotes. So I'm gonna close this out, and I'm actually gonna close this out. So I opened up this document a few minutes ago because this is a like editable one. So I'm gonna change the name of it to editable spring quotes instead of wine quotes. All right, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna remove this. But now what I'm gonna do, since I have these editable quotes pulled up right here, I'm going to share these, and I'm going to select anyone with the link. So anyone with this link can access this and create this. actually, you know what we're gonna do? Before I do this, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna create a copy. So when someone gets this, they get the copy. I think it still shares it like the old way, but I'm not 100% positive because I haven't been on here in a long time. So I'm gonna go to your projects and I'm gonna go back down here to editable quotes, and I'm going to do the spring quotes, and I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to do this to master, just in case someone like messes up and changes things around for everybody. We'll have this. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to share this when it comes up. We're going to go to anyone with the link. We're going to go to copy link and we're going to go back in here to this FAQ document and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to open up a incognito window just to make sure that this takes me to where I need to go. And now I can go to edit, and it's going to ask me to sign in since this is an incognito window, so not going to do that, but there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and share this. I'm going to download this as a PDF, and we're going to upload it into this editable quotes file because I'm going to show you guys how I do the editable ones. All right, so I'm going to go back home. Hopefully this won't be like an hour-long video, but I think it's a little too late for that. Let's see, recent designs. No, I don't want to go to recent designs. I want to go to my folders. And I'm doing the listing photo. So I'm going to do a listing photo for the editable quotes. And I'm just going to stick with, I don't know, I'm going to do a cute one. Let's do this one. This one's cute. All right, so I'm going to make a copy of this and I'm going to change it to editable spring quotes. And I'm going to open it and I'm going to, let's see, there's 16. So I'm going to go into upload. Okay, I'm going to go into uploads. All right, cool. And I'm actually going to, I'm going to delete all of these that I uploaded a few minutes ago just because I don't want to confuse myself, which unfortunately happens a lot. Clearly, if you haven't been able to tell from this video or any of my other videos, I'm very scatterbrained. I have like severe adult ADHD. So it takes a lot for me to make these videos. That's why I don't make them regularly. But anyways, back to this. So I'm going to select some JPEGs. I need to select 16 of them. So I'm just going to select the first 16 just to make it easy and quick because this video is taking way too long. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right, I'm going to drag and drop them. I'm going to change this fashion boutique to springtime editable quotes. And I'm going to make this a little bigger. All right, that's cute. Okay. So now I'm literally just going to drag and drop these. So the way I did these all have drop shadows around them. Canva used to not have a drop shadow feature, and I had to like create basically like a black square and like drop it behind this and then like make it blurry. So that's why I'm able to create this really quick. So I'm just going to drag and drop it. All right, I'm going to drag and drop all these. This is literally going to take like, I don't know, like 2 minutes. Let's see, spring. Oh yeah. All right. I'm I'm gonna do the wildflowers. And then that one, and then hello there spring down here. Here we go, and then actually okay, that's actually pretty cute. So once you get it to how you like it, then just download this. So I'm going to download this as a PNG. This video is taking so long. My brain is fried. And hopefully this AC doesn't cut back on. All right, so editable spring quotes is going to pop up right here. I'm going to go back over here to my shop, and I'm going to create this. So I'm just going to do a copy. I'm going to delete this and then add the spring photo. And I already have all these. I don't create this from scratch. I just copy and paste it. So that's why all these 3 little photos are here. I'm going to change this to spring Instagram quotes. Canva Instagram templates, editable Instagram quotes bundle. Just gonna make sure that everything says spring. All right, cool. And automatic, digital, 25 editable springtime quotes that bring you sunshine and can be edited via Canva. Okay, if you're looking for pre-made spring quotes, check out my pre-made quote bundle here. All right, I'm just going to save this as a draft. I'm not going to post it because that's going to take a while. All right, in this download, you will receive one PDF that includes link to Canva templates. Open the PDF, click the link inside the PDF, blah, blah, blah. All right, that looks good. I'm going to change these. I actually think that looks good, because none of that says motivational. Actually, just kidding. Spring quotes. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to upload this editable spring quotes, and I'm going to preview it. Actually, I'm going to save it as a draft, and now it's over here. Well, it will be over here as a draft, but basically, yeah, that's how I create my pre-made listings and my editable listings. I hope that this wasn't like crazy, stupid, confusing. If it was, let me know. I know I talk way too much, and I'm gonna get a bunch of people on here who are like, you talk too much, you don't know what you're doing, whatever. Okay, but I don't care. I hope you guys watched it until this point. You probably didn't, but it's cool. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see y'all later.